Hello Year 11, it's Miss Button here. I'm just going to take you through some ways that are best for you guys to revise for your GCSE History exam. So I'm going to start with talking through the actual exam, and then I've got a couple of ideas of what you can be doing at home and in lessons to practice and get sort of all your knowledge ready, all the skills prepared. So you have 3 history exams. Your paper 1 is crime and punishment. There are 6 questions on that exam. It's an hour and 15, and you can see the list of questions there. They're quite repetitive. They come up on some of your other exams as well. Paper 2, so your second exam is in 2 parts. So you'll go into the exam hall once, but you'll have 2 papers to do, and it'll be your Elizabethan England exam and your American West exam. There will be split, so there's 3 questions on each exam. Again, they're listed there. And then lastly, your paper 3 is your Weimar and Nazi Germany exam. That's an hour and 20 minutes, and that has, again, similar questions to the crime and punishment exam. You've got a few more interpretation questions on that one though, but they're all listed there for you if you want to pause and have a look. So what works? Having a plan. There is no point going to start revision and not knowing what you're doing. So make sure you make a list. What topics do you need to know? We don't get any sort of special hints or anything like this, so you need to know all of this content that you've done in year 10 and 11. So make a list of what you need to know. Make sure you're putting it into some sort of timetable and leave some time for free time as well. So plot it in. Don't bulk all your history on one day and then not return to it in 2 weeks. That's not going to work. Make sure you're not distracted. Sit in a quiet room. All the usual things. And with your list, go through, tick things that you're confident with, go back to it, redo the things that you're not so confident with. Now what works? Lots of testing. You can see the thing in the corner, it talks about like forgetting. If you only do it once and then think, oh, I know that, I'm going to leave it now, you're more likely to forget it. So keep returning to things. It says at the bottom here, students who self-test 3 times before an exam are really likely to do well. So make sure that you keep going over things and coming back to it. Don't do things once and leave it alone. Now, spacing. If you space out revision over several days, that's going to help you remember more as well, and mix up the topics you revise. So spend 30 minutes on one topic or subject, 30 minutes on another. So planning to do some maths, then to do some history, then come back to history another day, then do a bit of English, that sort of thing. So as I said, don't bulk it all into one day. Now, examples of strategies that work. Brain dumping. Now this means like you just think of one topic, just write down as much as you can remember without using your notes. Then get your notes out, get a different colour pen, add to it all and see what's on there, see what you did forget. Keep going and doing that. Have a look, have a read of all the things that you've missed and keep doing the same thing. So then choose another topic, then perhaps another day come back to the topic you did to start with. Quizzes. Grab a friend, grab a parent or somebody at home, write questions, answer, get somebody to test you on them. If you've got revision guides, give them the revision guide and get them to ask you to give names, dates, places, things like that. That will really help. Flashcards. So on one side of a card, you write like a topic. So you might write something like failures of the Metropolitan Police, and on the back you write all of the things that you can remember about that, and use your revision guides to help you. Then again, you can use them for quizzing, so they're really useful. And mind maps, this is my favourite thing to do. So take a key question or a key topic, put it in the middle, map out all your ideas on the bit of paper and go for different branches. I've got some examples to show you on the next slide. So these are ones I did last year, so you can see we went through as a class, and it's one topic. This is about problems the Weimar government faced. Bits that are highlighted are key information. Dates are circled. You've got things underlined, and then obviously more notes in bullet points. But these are really, really useful. You can add diagrams like this one here. This is about support for the Nazi Party. So they're really good as well. Past questions. There is a list of past paper questions. You can find the Edexcel exam questions online. So go and have a look, write down all the questions, and just make a rough plan of what you would say in that situation. The questions are only always going to be of a similar topic. So there's only so many that they can ask you. So have a plan for each sort of question. Again, have a go. These two are kind of like the opposite of a mind map. So rather than putting all your ideas down, you try and get something that's reduced and make it bigger. So think of a particular topic, read through your notes, then try and put that into a few bullet points, leave it alone, come back to it another day, look at those bullet points and then expand on it yourself without using your notes. So this is about like reducing something, making it really simple so you remember it, but then adding notes to it, because that's what you do in an exam. You'd have sort of one word written down and you've got to make it more and get more information. So do it like that. Write your own exam questions and get some key vocabulary in there. As we said, there's only so many questions they can ask you. If it's about prisons, the content you're going to use about prisons is going to be the same, whatever the sort of question is. So always try and write your own and come up with plans for exam questions. And then this is just one quick example. So for instance here, witchcraft, a brain dump, we've wrote witchcraft on and we've put all the things down here that we can think of. So Matthew Hopkins, superstitions, attitudes towards women, James I, demonology, laws and acts against witchcraft, etc, etc. So have a look at that. You can make revision notes, you can do flashcards if you want to, so that would be a really good example of a flashcard there, and then give it to your friend and they might say, oh, tell me about witchcraft, and you've got to sort of list all of the things there. So keep going back over it. And last but not least, please make sure you're focusing on your well-being as well. So getting a good amount of sleep is really important. Making sure you're not on your phones all the time. Move your phone away while you're trying to revise, and do things that look after yourself. When you make that revision plan, always block in a day where you think, right, that day is my me time, and you're going to eat a proper breakfast, you're going to do some exercise, you're going to go out with your friends. So make sure you always have something like that. But as always, Year 11, if you've got any problems, you can always come to Miss Pickett, Miss Gibbs, you can always pop and find me as well. And then we'll have loads of resources and things that you can use. But revision guides that you get from us are the key thing. You can use them to revise from. But thanks for listening, Year 11. Don't forget, you can stop it and pause it and have a look if I've spoken too quickly. But thanks very much.